Hey there. Imagine waking up one day to find your financial health crumbling beneath you, much like the devastating news of a cancer diagnosis. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the concept of financial cancer, how debt and financial mismanagement can spread like a malignant tumor, threatening your financial well being. But do not fear. We're not coming to bring all bad. We are here to bring you some tools and knowledge to fight back and reclaim control of your finances. So stay tuned. We need that music to keep going.
I know, right? Because I'm here grooving.
Woo! All right. This is our first live. We live.
We live.
Y'all. We
We
live.
live, y'all.
Get live.
Hello.
We live, y'all. Let's see. Let's make sure that let me check Facebook. So I want to make sure that we're definitely live on there. We're live on She Wealth Unplugged. If anybody's on here now, She Wealth Unplugged on Facebook. And let's see.
Instagram.
I'm trying to see, but Facebook's not trying to open for me. So
Well, I'm in there. And we're
you
live.
are.
Yep.
Say word, hey.
Hey. We're live.
Ooh, we gotta let more people know next time. We just creeping up on people live.
Like, just hop down.
Hi.
we got chat. We got the chat box. Chat with us. We'll see the Facebook and the YouTube. And we're not on Instagram live right now, but next time we will be on Instagram live. But I just want to say hello to my sisters. Hello,
Hey.
Daphne.
Hello, Shonda.
Hello, Kay. Are you muted?
We live, y'all. We
am.
live.
Hello, Shonda.
Because Daphne Daphne Kay got the clearest microphone. So I'm like, something ain't right with her. Your microphone is serious. I know when your stomach growling. Anyways, hey, Janelle.
Hey, girl. How you doing, Shonda? Hey, ladies.
Hey, I'm Shonda. And yes, we are She Wealth Unplugged. We are coming to y'all for the first time live. When everyone sees this, we probably won't be live, but this is a great experience
It is.
because
It's exciting.
I know, because when people want to send some messages and stuff, we'll be on here and they can chat and we could talk, and so maybe we could do this like once a month kind of thing.
I think that's a
That would
great
be
idea.
cool. That would be cool.
That is a great idea.
We don't feel like recording and editing. I'm playing.
We just gonna give it to you raw.
Right. Oh Lord Jesus.
It's what you get.
Yeah. That's what
Today.
you get. Unplugged. And today's a rough one, y'all. We gonna have to kumbaya. Where is the sound bowl? I got a sound bowl.
Yes, exactly.
We have to kumbaya. We gonna have to all of that, because I felt that. I felt that energy.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
I felt that energy because today we talking about financial cancer.
Ooh.
Yeah. We ain't zooming in on each other on this. This ain't scripted. This ain't nothing. We just what we talk about financial cancer. Okay. Basically, debt is financial cancer, and not understanding how to manage your debt, not knowing how to manage your debt, not being taught how to manage your debt, not just knowing who to reach out to help you manage your debt. And I know we are in insurance. We are financial professionals licensed
Mhm.
financial professionals, but we have to talk about this because no one should be taking your money to invest in anything, any assets, anything like that, if you don't have an understanding of where you are and where you need to be and how to
Mhm.
get
Yeah.
right.
Right.
So that's what we're talking about today, and if this is something that somebody else needs to hear, please share this.
Please.
Please get the link, grab the link, share it, and we just gonna talk. We just gonna talk. So, um, what are your takes on, like, what are there symptoms? Are there symptoms of financial cancer?
Mhm.
Anybody tell
Absolutely.
me of any
I would
symptoms?
think the number one is living paycheck to paycheck,
Mhm.
not
Yes. Yes.
not having enough left over at the end of the month to be able to save or invest.
Right.
That would be number one for me.
Mm.
Wow. And that's like almost everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
And yet,
financial, I mean, paycheck to paycheck.
right.
Yeah.
And living
Absolutely.
paycheck to paycheck forces people to start using credit cards to make
Mm.
up that difference. So if you're doing that, every 2 weeks, then in no time you're going to be past that 30% allowance that they give you on your credit cards, and you're going to be up to 90 or 100 maxed
Right.
out.
Yeah, it's
Right.
like stage 1, right? Or
Yeah.
either I would
Mm.
even go so far as to say like the root cause, right?
Hmm.
So the root cause is you didn't have enough available funds to get all the things that you wanted, so you started using,
Other.
credit cards and loans and other things to get those things. Um,
Mhm.
and it just snowballs into
Hmm.
bigger and bigger and bigger debt.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Essentially living above our means.
Right.
Living above our means. Not planning, not budgeting, not preparing for the different things that come forward as we go through life. And again, just going back to the original, the paycheck to paycheck, you know,
Yeah.
um, it's,
And
I'm
then
about to
too,
cry because, yeah.
um, and
The whole soapbox.
the other part too is, the living paycheck to paycheck, utilizing the credit cards. But if you find that you're not, I mean, so many people get stuck. I think a few weeks ago we were talking about that mentality. So
yeah.
many people get stuck though. If in the event that they really are not making enough money doing whatever their job entails or whatever it pays, not realizing or being afraid to go out, understanding that they need additional income, making excuses as to why they can't do that or they just won't do it. Part
Right.
of that, I think, is also being afraid to realize I do need more money, but I don't know where to go.
Mm.
So instead of
Mhm.
attacking the issue and accumulate and going out and getting additional income, they stay stuck in the job that's not paying enough money,
Mm.
where their needs are not being met.
Right.
And
Mhm.
then that starts that cycle, right? That
Right.
cycle downward, like a
And
tornado.
in this day, if you're not trying to get multiple streams of income, I don't know how you can make it. Like I can't see just working one 9 to 5 and it being enough for the goals and things that you have, kids going to college, retirement. I mean, it's just not enough. And with inflation and taxes
Yeah.
and all of the things,
Mhm,
how is that even possible?
mhm, mhm.
It is almost impossible to keep up without having those additional ways of generating more income.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it's uh,
Well, pardon me because this show is like so emotional. My camera was like, I don't even want you. I don't know if y'all noticed it was a black hole over here, and I had to do some
yes.
technical stuff. I'm on a new camera.
I thought you were
Magic.
frozen for a minute, but I just
It was
carried on.
beyond frozen. That's live. Oh, wow. Well,
And then
I'm
the
sorry.
cancer grows. I was just going
Go
to say
ahead.
that the cancer grows because if you're in that scenario, not enough income, credit card debt. You have kids who are experiencing this. You know, sometimes people are having utilities cut off.
Mhm.
Then that starts that generational thing, right? Because
Absolutely.
this is what kids have grown up with, and so they perpetuate the same thing. So that cancer now is like that gene that is
Mm-hmm.
passing from one generation to another generation to another generation, and you've got a whole scenario.
Right. Like we've normalized,
Yes,
being broke. Like that's what we are. That's what we do. We
that's
just make it.
right,
Yeah.
We got to
right,
get out of that. Like we got to get out of that mentality of just making
exactly,
it, you know.
exactly.
The stress associated with it
Oh,
uh, is just overwhelming. Also, I mean, shout out to our last episode on mindset. You need
oh,
that to help you get out of this.
Right.
You
Yes.
need that to help you get out of this.
you do.
Because if you don't have a good support, if you don't have people you can call upon to pull you through or to advise you
Mhm.
on some alternative measures, you can remain stuck and you can feel like you have no hope.
Mhm. Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so how do we get out of that? Like that paycheck to paycheck, how do we get to a point where, I mean, we got a lot of stuff. We got taxes. We've got, I mean, a lot of people, I know a lot of people that found themselves in a tax situation because of COVID, right?
Mhm.
And it's like, um, they giving out money, so I'm just gonna hold on to mine right now. Right? Let's keep it real.
Right.
And you got to get out of that rut. Then how do you get out of that paycheck to paycheck when you are working that job and
Yeah.
you don't know anything about being an entrepreneur?
Right.
Like, we know being an entrepreneur on top of working is solid. Like,
Mhm.
but you got to put money into your business, but there is also a way for you to have extra income. But
Yeah.
how do you guys see somebody getting out of that? Like, what's the first steps they should take to get out of the
Education is
waiting?
gonna be the first step. Like, do some
Mhm.
research. We got teenagers making big money,
Yeah,
just
that's
posting
true.
videos on YouTube. I
That's
mean,
true.
it's you have to keep up with the times, you have to keep up with what's going on
Yeah.
and see what's available that would fit into your lifestyle as well. Because, starting a brick and mortar business or doing crafts or whatever your thing is, that might not be for everybody. But I think there's something out there that everybody can do, but it's gonna take maybe taking a few classes, YouTube University, you know, um,
Shout
doing
out to YouTube
something.
University.
Right.
That's right.
'Cause it has taught me a lot. I don't know about the rest of you, but yes, it is my go-to learning
Mm.
tool.
And hope.
Um, just things like that. That's where you start, I think, and finding the thing that fits for you and
I,
not being afraid to do it.
that that
And
and
I'll go on, Chanel.
it's okay. I was gonna say, and just a word that I use often is just intergenerational. I mean, there's things that may not work for you the way it worked for your parents.
Right,
And
Right.
just tap into somebody younger, like your own child. You
right.
may listen because they may have done the research for you on something really, really impactful for your family to really change the trajectory of your family. And being open to that while you're doing that research and getting a better understanding is also something to think about doing.
I was going to say, I think, for me, the first thing an individual has to do in order to work themselves out of it is they've got to come to the decision, as they say, of you got to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. Because if
Right.
you never realize, if something doesn't snap in your head that says, I'm tired of living like this, this isn't doing me any good, then you're not going to move. It goes back again to mindset, but you've got to make that decision and then start doing the research as to, okay, what is my next move? Is my next move going into some entrepreneurial endeavor? Is my next move getting a second job if they're not entrepreneurial? Because everybody isn't an entrepreneur and it's okay. But you've got to decide that this lifestyle of consistently being in debt is not the lifestyle I want to live
Yeah.
for the rest of my life.
Right.
My children deserve more. I deserve more. So I've got to do something and then seek that help.
Right. And that's, I mean, when we talk about cancer and, our loved ones who are getting cancer, it's a lot of times it just spreads and it
Mm-hmm.
just eats them alive, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and this situation, as far as the financial situation, can feel like that. And
Yeah.
it can
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like there is no out, and
Absolutely.
there is an out. There was an in, there's an out.
There's an out. That's
If
right.
there's a dead end, turn around
Right.
and go to the way you got in there. I'm just saying,
Right.
there's always an out. There's always an out. And I don't mean to bring so much, you know, comedy to this, but I mean, that's my defense mechanism is
Girl,
laughter. And
we gotta laugh to keep from crying sometimes.
I'm just
Yes,
saying,
absolutely.
We do.
I'm just saying, turn around, turn around.
Yeah.
Where did you come from?
Hmm.
What can you fix
Right.
little by little and get up out of that? That means that, okay, if it's a dead end and you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, then turn around because the
Exactly.
light's over there. You
And
Yeah.
just came from the light, so there's always going to be a light,
There's
Yes.
always, always.
and you
And
either
you
you
know,
in
said
a
something
tunnel or a hole.
you said something key. You said fix it little by little
Hmm.
because it took time to get to the point where people are. So
Hmm.
it's going to take some time to get out. The key is to at least work towards that. And it can exactly be little by little, as long as you're making progress in the right direction.
Hmm.
some people don't even realize where they are, you know?
That's true.
They're just out there living,
That's
right?
true.
And then when an emergency comes, it's like, okay, I don't have any resources to turn to. And they may, get another credit card or take out a loan or borrow the money, but they
They can
haven't
do that.
really sat down and looked at what's coming in and what's going out.
Right.
Yeah.
And once you do that, it's very eye opening,
Mm-hmm.
very
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
eye opening.
Yeah.
If that's not motivation, I don't know what is.
Right. You're right.
And then you got the cancer of the families, of the generations of
Mm.
not
Yes.
being taught, and you
Yes.
have families in um different areas of the country that never seen anything other than what they see and what
Right.
they're in,
Mm-hmm.
haven't traveled, haven't, and then they're having kids, and what's happening with their kids? Prayerfully, the school is reaching them, and they gonna go to college or something, or they want more for their family.
Mm-hmm.
So that generational wealth is you can have generational cancer too.
Right.
That's
you
true.
know and it's
Mhm.
really up to us to figure out how can we get out of that. How do we change that, what's happening in our families.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
That's good.
Like we mentioned in the previous episode, that money date is important
mhm.
because, everybody needs to know what the financial situation is so that you don't have one person out there thinking they're falling out of control and you really know that you don't have it like that. Everybody needs to be on the same page when it comes to the family's finances
Yes.
as well. Like I'm starting to teach my kids, hey, this is what the bills are every month. So when
Right.
I say no, we cannot go out to eat tonight. Now
Yes.
you know why. It's not just mama's being mean or
Right.
mama's being cheap.
Right.
No, it's these are mama's priorities right
Right.
Right. That does make a huge difference when they are educated and know where we are at that time. cuts down on all the drama, cuts down on all the, what do you mean we can't? It's like, okay, mom, no problem.
Right.
Thank you. You know,
Mm-hmm.
okay, dad, no problem.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
we have to be transparent. We
We
Yes.
have
And
do.
to we have to
that
educate
starts
them.
habits too. That
Yeah,
starts habits, just like, okay, what you're saying, those are habits. Like, let's talk. Let's have that money date. Let's talk about it. And it doesn't have to be an extensive conversation, but
Right.
they need to understand. Because a lot of kids are like, I can't wait to get out the house. I can't wait to. You can't wait. You can't wait to jump off that cliff too, because it's
Hmm.
gonna feel like a cliff. Just
That's
You
saying,
right.
it's
gon'
gonna,
you gon'
especially when you don't have
bamboozled
the tools
when you
Yeah.
jump out.
without a parachute. Let's just make it a plane
yeah.
without a parachute. Like, we need to have those habits, and
Mhm.
we all have our debt. We all have debt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Guess what though? Guess what? Let me share this with y'all. We all got debt, but guess what? The sun gonna
Which
rise tomorrow.
Right.
yeah.
That debt, them people, them phone calls, they not gonna
Mhm.
stop the clock from ticking.
Yeah.
Right.
Tomorrow
And
is going to happen. It's not
if
promised to
you
you
let
that you'll
them
be
stress you
there.
out,
That's
right?
right.
If you let them stress you out, then you'll have cancer for real.
That's
Right.
right.
Physical cancer on top of financial cancer, which causes another type of financial cancer.
That's
Because
right.
now those medical bills are gonna drain you.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
it's all a snowball effect. It's all a snowball.
It's called life.
It is.
Rich people got money problems too.
They just
Shoot.
bigger
They
problems.
just
Bigger.
bigger. More money, more problems.
Right.
Yep.
A
But you want
different
Exactly.
more
breed
money
of
though.
problems. Right.
You
I
just gotta
want
figure
those
out.
problems.
I'll
I want
deal with
those
that.
kind.
Yep. I'm
And
all right with them
Especially
problems.
after we had this reboot of understanding, we can have those
right.
problems.
Right.
We wouldn't have those problems. I
Right.
believe. I believe.
You know, I saw something that was so interesting to me as we were talking about, graduation and proms and things like that. And I saw something on social media, and God bless anybody who realistically could, here's that word realistic, but realistically could afford to do whatever is done. But there was a series of photos of kids going to prom, and they had like um, Tesla trucks
Okay.
and all kinds of exotic stuff. And somebody had mentioned, "Wow, this is nice." And everybody's coming, "Oh, this is great. This is wonderful." And somebody said, "Yeah, this is nice, but I wonder if this is something that all of these families could truly, truly, truly afford." And one of the moms, I guess, actually responded, and she said, "I've been saving for my daughter's prom since she was born."
Mm.
Okay.
And I thought of that, and I thought, okay, if that's something that is that important, okay. But I just thought that that was really interesting, that that's something that when your child is born, you immediately start a savings fund for prom.
For prom. Mm.
So, so I'm like, I
Is
just,
she pulling from a bucket of other money that's also being collectively saved for other
Other
I
things.
milestones?
mean,
Um,
who knows? I mean, who knows?
I
I
could
know you
But
even
ain't
see
asked her.
I
I
could
just
even see my daughter's wedding day,
Right.
right?
Right.
Before I
Right.
could see prom.
saving
Right.
for prom. I just think that, and on one hand, I'm like, okay, well, you're saving, but it's for prom. So
Yeah.
what happens after that? What else is in place? And so I don't know. But I think all over education is really, really key in
Mhm.
order to prevent cancers from coming. Because now, if there's nothing else, and I have no idea, but if there's nothing else that was invested, or there was no other investments past prom, then what is that daughter going to think to put in place for the
Mm.
future for her kids?
She
And
gonna
what
save for prom for her kids.
She's gonna save for
Right,
prom.
right, right.
You
Look,
know, it's
look,
interesting.
I don't know if it's a thing.
Priorities,
Yeah,
right?
I don't know if it's a I learned about the prom thing when I moved to California.
Hmm.
I'm originally from Connecticut, okay? The little teeny state. Yes, we are there. But I do not remember going to any champagne parties.
Mm.
I don't remember that. I don't even know what that is. And are the kids
We
drinking
need to
champagne?
find out.
Why are we calling it a champagne party? First of
They
all,
might be.
and then
They might be.
I just and then when I went to it, I was like, this is like a wedding party. Like this,
Right,
I mean, but it's a bunch of usually it's a bunch of them, and we had one for Zuri, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of dope, but don't go broke.
right,
They going to the prom. They're
right,
not getting married. What are you doing after the prom? Do they have a car? Are you saved up for a car? Like
right,
do they have their partial of their deposit paid for college? Like the
right.
prom.
It's
The
prom.
prom,
Please tell
Yeah.
me you're pulling out of a kitty for something else to make
girl,
sure that prom gets taken care of.
girl, and
I
and
mean,
I'm
my
not
daughter went to prom. My son could. I mean, he. I don't even think my son went to prom. He didn't really even want to go. But my daughter went to prom. But we. I mean, and it was nice. It
mhm.
was really nice. But it wasn't like we did all of this.
$1,000 custom dresses
I was
for
Ooh,
just
you
gonna
to
say
wear one time.
gonna need you
one
to
time,
save that just in case
girl.
for your
that might
wedding.
double as the wedding dress.
My, my baby, my baby was fortunate enough to come to just a couple of um, talks with Shonda Jabari about money over time, and as I've been learning, right?
Hmm.
And they already are like, I'm 18, I'm ready to be in the business. I'm like, okay, great, I'm excited, right? But when it came to prom, it was like, well, here's the lady's number for prom, so I can get a dress made. I was like, how much that dress? Like $1,400. I was like, that's not.
What?
I said, and
Chanel, I know your baby ain't bust out that one.
listen, listen. In my head, I was like, how can I do this in an educating way, right? And I said, what about all those talks we had about money? I said, you want a $1,400 dress you're only going to wear one time? And she was like, you don't think I'll wear it again? I said,
Oh,
no. I mean, what
now,
color are you wearing? What is the style at that time? Like, I doubt highly that you're going to wear this dress again. I said, why don't you think about a really, really good shoe that costs a good amount of money that can be worn several times and
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
buy a nice dress, right? And she
Get a
was like,
little get a little red bottom in there
right,
early.
right. And she said, that's exactly what she suggested. I'm like, God dang it. She would.
It
We'll just switch
backfired
that
a little bit.
1400.
Yes.
We'll just
So,
switch that 1400.
right,
Be able
right.
to wear them forever.
Yeah. But again, it was more of an investment. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
she's gonna wear those
Still,
heels
But better to get the two things for the 1,400,
and a
right?
and $150 dress. Hello. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Jackson.
yeah, yeah. You did that, Jackson, because it doesn't sound like you had a budget.
I have definitely not been saving since she was.
Sound like the parents didn't have a budget on that one. So they got caught their pants down on that one right there.
She did. She definitely leaned in on those straight A's. Like, mom, look here.
It's like that's what you're supposed to get.
That's
Exactly.
right. That's right.
You come holler
That's
at
an
me after your
expectation.
4.3 GPA.
Right. Let me know when you get that 5.9.
Then you'll
Then
get
we'll
it.
see about it,
Shoot. You
girl.
supposed to get 4.0. Just
Mm, 4.0 is average these
Yeah,
days.
right,
We got
these days.
we
Is
doing extra things.
right,
exactly.
right,
Especially if you ain't in no sports.
right.
Y'all
I was
That's
gonna say
right.
that.
get
That's right.
yourselves out of
Are you
financial
doing it?
cancer when it comes to your kids and their athletic abilities.
Yes,
There is nothing
absolutely.
wrong with that.
Nothing.
Okay? Because that new bill ain't no joke. And I can't remember what president put the parents on the bill now as far as the it's paying for uh your school loans. Cause I
Yeah.
know when I started school, my parents ain't have nothing to do with it. I just got a school loan. Now it's like, how much are your parents making? What
Hmm.
Right.
all about them,
Right.
Yep.
Yes. Because I did
you
the same
know?
thing.
So
I did it on my own. You're
right.
right.
It wasn't
Right.
them. Who was it?
It was you.
It
It
was,
was one of
it
them.
It's
was
you.
you.
Bush.
Right. It was you were independent at
You were
that
You were
Right.
point because
independent.
you're
Yes.
18, but it's not like that anymore.
It's not.
That's a new bill. That's
Up
a
to
new
26
cancer.
years old. Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, education.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And if you're in the wrong tax bracket, you'll be paying a load of money.
Hmm.
See how I just censored myself? Shout out
Oh
live.
yeah, you could say ish. I'll say ish load.
It's low.
That bracket ain't no joke. When you in
It ain't
that
no
bracket,
joke.
you better learn how to get. You better get a good tax person,
That's right.
Kay
We
Johnson,
know.
Mhm.
We know.
in a business,
And that's where
LLC,
that multiple
something.
streams of income comes in handy right again because
That's
now
right.
you got deductions.
Hello.
That's right.
I
That's
We
mean, you
right.
love
don't want to
deductions.
work for yourself.
Yes.
And pay the
Yeah.
kids to work too,
To work for you.
because
Exactly.
that's a write off as well.
That's
I
right.
saw I saw a video. This couple or this lady was talking about all that. I was like, oh, okay, wait. Okay, wait. Okay. I mean, it was so many things that you could do because they want you to take care of yourself. They want you to have a business. There are all these perks and all these write offs because they want you to.
Yep.
If they
Right.
didn't want you to, just like insurance, if they didn't want you to cover yourself,
Right.
there wouldn't be a protection.
Right.
Right.
IRC 7702.
Right.
Come on.
That's like the Bible.
Absolutely.
Is
I
that
know,
a
I know, I know. That's why I have to give you a shout out. Come
The
on in with
the
that Bible.
tax strategies and deductions are set up for businesses. They are not set up for employees.
No,
no,
no.
no,
And
no.
I mean, and count up how much money you're paying for things for your kids.
That's right.
And all of that can be a write off.
All of it.
Because my kids are employed by me. Shout out, Kay. Thank you.
I'm next. I need kids. I need some kids that's helping me get started.
Yes.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
A family
Well,
affair. Everybody works for the family business.
Right.
That's
Everybody.
right.
Grandma, she works too.
Everybody. Everybody. I need an extra consultation after we're offline.
right. Shoot, we need a whole group powwow.
That's
Right?
right.
Right.
Shoot. I'm over here thinking. Anyways,
I know.
this financial cancer, it just smile. It's gonna be all right. It's
Yo,
gonna be all right. Is that? I don't know.
Hmm.
That's not.
that's
It's
Kendrick. That's Kendrick.
oh, that's see. Everybody know it's gonna be all right, but you know you got to fight that. You got to prevent that,
Yeah.
and you
Mhm.
got to preserve what you got.
And
Uh,
once you get into it, you got to come up with the methods and the strategies to eliminate it.
yeah.
Correct it.
What you have to learn to do is talk about money. You
Yes.
have to talk to somebody.
You have to.
You
Why don't
there,
we
And
talk
that's
about
so
it?
important because so many of us are afraid to talk about our money. And
Mhm.
when we have the fear, then nobody knows anything. You keep
Right.
everything inside, and guess what else happens? You don't grow
Right.
Right.
because you're afraid or you're ashamed to talk about what's going on with you.
Yes.
Whereas if you did open up to people who could help you, then your scenario would change. But talking about it is just key. And that's the one I mean, I have spoken to people in this business who are afraid to sit down and go over the income and expenses that they have because they are ashamed
Mhm.
of
Yeah.
what their scenario is.
And our families probably are the worst because I do taxes and insurance, and my family, for the most part, and my friends are not my clients.
Right.
People
Mhm.
want to keep their business, and but even if you don't go to someone that if you feel more comfortable talking about it with a stranger, go
Mhm.
find that stranger
Go find a
because the
stranger.
conversation has to be had.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But
Stranger danger.
so many do not want to have that conversation. And that is one of the biggest reasons that we don't grow. It's one of the biggest reasons our scenarios don't change. We just keep it all in and keep doing what we were doing, and nothing changes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the sad part. That's so sad to me.
That we
And I
literally
get it.
have no plan. That
I
we
get
literally
it.
have no plan. Go ahead. Yeah.
We both, what you say?
I just
Go
was
ahead.
like, we literally have no plan. And
Right.
like we become nervous, like Daphne said, to even say something in fear of that happening. Just communicating my own shortcomings just with a few people. They're like, "Girl, you good." And if you just do this, this, and this, and I'm like, wow. If I hadn't said anything, I wouldn't even try to put something in place for
Right.
myself to be better. I just would have been ho hum, ho humming,
Mhm.
So um, we have to get out of the mindset of not speaking.
Mm-hmm.
We're the only. I feel like we're like the only group of people that don't speak.
Right.
If I can just put the race card out there.
We
Mm-hmm.
might be, but I don't think so. It feels like it because we've missed out on so much, but we missed out on a lot of what the rich have.
Oh yeah.
So there's families out there, different races that they may have it together, but that don't mean they talking about money. They
I guess you're right.
I
I guess.
think we are very quick to say that, we don't this and we don't that because we have not. So, but the other races, the other nationalities and stuff, maybe they're in the same, they don't talk about money, but they working hard. They working hard. So that doesn't mean that they know about money and they're educated about money.
I guess I
But
just measuring how they kind of come together to build something together.
Yeah,
right,
that part.
right,
So much
They're
Yeah.
faster.
not afraid to ask each other for help,
Right.
right.
and they're not afraid to give help
They're not.
Right.
either.
Yeah.
So,
You
you know.
know. You know. At all.
Yeah.
With us, it's I can't ask, such and such. They got their own, problems. They
That's
ain't
true.
got it. Then
Right.
everybody gonna know I asked, so
It's
I'm not gonna
exactly.
ask.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that mentality.
Hmm.
I
That's
don't
true.
even know how that would even stop. It's just gonna be like that. People just until they learn
Yeah,
that we need to talk about money, it's
Right.
always like that.
that's true.
Right. And then we need
It
to
is.
get out of the, dare I say, Willie Lynch syndrome,
Hmm.
where
Mm,
we're all for ourselves and we don't have that sense of community and
Hmm.
building each other up either. Because if we did, then we would be extending those hands of help and we be, coming together as communities and families to make sure that everybody's okay. But I
Mm-hmm.
think we still have that stigmatization on us
Hmm.
generationally.
Hmm.
And
oh, with
that's,
the big words. She
I
got
Right.
big
know, right?
words. What's
I pulled that one out.
Hey, to
big words?
generationally.
Generationally, yeah.
Sparkling lemonade? I don't know what I'm brewed sparkling lemonade.
This,
Yes. That was so true.
this is good.
That was so
Yeah.
true. I hate to end this show, But we gonna let you guys know when we got more lives coming, so that we can get some, conversation going too. Like, this is the first, and we snuck up. We snuck up,
We snuck in. We snuck in
but
here.
it's okay.
This was our
We'll do
test
it.
run to see if we could do it.
But
Yeah, it really was
it
a test.
wasn't too bad. It was a test run. It wasn't too bad. But we
Well, we
want you in
did
our
it.
comments. We want you asking live questions about what's on your heart. What can we address?
Mm-hmm.
What can we help you get out of your comfort zone?
Yep.
Right,
You can make a fake account. We don't even know who you are. We can
right,
get your
Right.
answer right then and there. Boom.
right. Reach out if you're looking for additional stream of income.
That.
We can help
Right.
with that.
Yes, we can.
What
Yeah.
is? Let me ask y'all, ladies. What is
Mm,
the number one industry
mm.
that makes the most millionaires? Google that. Google that. Google that.
Oh, 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 oh. What's that?
Yes, Chanel.
I know, Miss Shonda.
Yes.
My favorite pupil.
Right?
Oh my.
Answer.
Financial services.
Financial service.
Financial services.
Come on.
Financial
That's right.
services.
Come on now.
And the best part to get in is insurance. You talk about low overhead. You looking for another source of income? You better chime in. Low overhead.
And
LLC. Get your business going.
keep in mind that there's life insurance out there that has to do with your life
Right.
that you use during
Right.
your life, not when you're dead.
Right.
Mhm.
Exactly. And to spin off of that, this is She Wealth Unplugged. She Wealth.
Mm.
Death insurance, burial insurance. It was another word. What is that word?
Final expense.
Final expense.
Final expense has nothing to do with wealth.
Nothing.
Nothing. That's another bill for you to
That's
feel
another bill.
comfortable that you got arrangements. This
Girl.
is not. This is built into this right here. What we do is built into that. That's built into that. So, but we focus on wealth. We focus on wealth. So, multiple streams of income is the
Right.
key.
Build, protect, and preserve.
That's
And
right.
products where you can take advantage of most, if not all, of the market gains.
Mm.
Wait a minute, let me look behind me. And none of the losses.
None.
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 Google 0% floor.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Giving
I
out
wish we
homework.
had a mic. We could
I
try
love it. She
zero
giving
percent.
out homework, y'all.
All
If
right.
you
I
hear that,
need everybody out there listening that has a 401k to contact one of us immediately.
Yes.
please
Yeah.
save yourself.
Oh, please do.
Please do.
Please.
Protect your money.
Especially if you think your 401k has a particular dollar amount in it, and then when you really look at it, it's really different. And I don't
Mm,
mean that it's higher.
oh, that's the next show.
That's the next one.
I don't know what we got planned, but that's it right
Woo,
there. We got to talk
woo,
about that.
woo.
Yeah, that 401k. Listen,
Oh,
we got to
we
go. We got stuff
we got a
ringing. I
caller.
got Zoom ringing. We got
It's
Zoom is calling
baseball
me over here.
size hail and thunderstorming here in Louisiana.
Okay,
Oh
so
So
goodness.
Wow.
like our grandmothers would say, get off that phone before
Get
you
off
get
that
electrocuted.
phone. That's right. It's lightning out there. Get off that phone.
right
Yeah.
before a
Okay.
surge takes out my whole computer.
Right.
Right.
Well, before all that happens, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. While it's
Absolutely.
live, after it's live, put some comments down there. Let us know if you want us to go live some more, so you could chime in and have conversation. We might be able to even plug you up on the screen, if we figure
Ooh,
out how this works.
Ooh.
Okay.
that'd be great.
We could do that though. That would
We
be
would have.
dope.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be dope.
Mhm.
But thank you so much. Please subscribe, like, comment, all that.
And
However the
share.
And
people
Thank
share.
you. Mwah.
sharing and sharing. Mwah. Bye. We love
Bye.
y'all.
Bye.